Welcome to this demonstration of the Reliable Dealer Solutions Dealer Web Portal. You can see we're here on the opening page, which you would get to by going to www.rwdealers.net, and then the Reliable Protection logo is right here in the corner, and we have right down here is your username and password, which has been sent to you via email today, hopefully. We're going to go in and give you a demonstration here under our login and password, just so you can get the basic ideas on how to maneuver the system and how to generate a contract for your customers that might be sitting right in the showroom right now. So we're just going to go ahead and log in. And go ahead and do our password, and we'll go ahead and log in here. This is the opening page that we're going to be referring to. There's future demonstrations that are going to go into things like the contracts and how they're stored in the system, new remittances, remittance history, resources, preferences, how to log in and out. But for now, we're just going to go in to show you just how easy and quick it is for you to generate a contract for a customer that's probably sitting in your showroom right now. So what we're going to do is go right over here to Start New Contract and click on that. And you can see today's date shows up on there. And then we're going to go start right at the first tab here, and we're going to tab through all this information here. So we'll put our customer's name in there, which happens to be mine. And that's me, Steve Cannon. Hit the tab button. It goes right down to the email address. That's me, sc@rdsag.com. And then tab once again. We're going to go with the business phone number. So you do have a drop-down box, so you can select either one. And we'll go ahead and put that business phone number in there, 877-538-5858. You notice I didn't put any slashes or spaces in there. That's so that the phone number shows up correctly on the contract when we go to print the contract here in just a few moments. So we'll just tab over to the next section. Now we might have a business phone number, but we might have a home address, or a business address, or a billing address, or a shipping address. In this case, we're going to assume this is a business address because that's where I'm at right now. And we'll go ahead and put that in there, 16845 North 29th Avenue. And on the second address line here, we're going to go ahead and put the suite number in there. So we're at suite 544. And then once we hit tab again, we'll go right down, and we're right in Phoenix here. Tab to Arizona, and we can use the drop-down box for this. And then go ahead and click on the zip code. Now you can always point and go to any section you want, but I like the idea of using the tab button because if you use the tab, then you know you're not missing any information that's supposed to be put in there. We've already stored a VIN number in, so we're just going to paste that in there right now. And then we'll just tab again. We're over to the miles. 76046 is the miles on this particular car. Once again, we're in the state of Arizona, and we got the vehicle selling price right here, $13,995. This customer is going to be including this extended service contract into their loan on their vehicle, so we're going to go ahead and assign the lien holder. And we'll go ahead and pick, well, there's Reliable Dealer Solutions as the lien holder. We're not a bank, but why not advertise our name when we can? So we're going to go in. We have all this information in here right now, and at this point, we're just going to go in and hit save. So just to review, you just put the name, address, telephone number, all these things that you do 1,000 times when you're selling a car. We always want to double check the VIN number, obviously, and one caution to the wind is on these miles. Make sure that your salesperson's gotten you the actual miles off the car, because it's hard to change those once we finalize the contract. You have to actually void out the contract and go and print a whole new one. So to try to avoid that, just make sure we got accurate miles right up front. So let's go ahead and hit the save button here. Now while this is working, what is going to happen is it's now populating all the information on the car and all the extended service contracts that are available on it. So just in a second, it'll just pop up here, and then we'll be ready to go. So you can see that all the information we just put in there has all come down here. At this point, if you needed to change something, you can always click on Edit right here. You can see Edit this section. You could click on Edit. And we're actually editing this bottom, so it's already clicked for us down here because we haven't picked that plan yet. So we're going to go into Plan Details, and we're going to select the plan. Let's go with our reliable program, and you can see how quick and easy that is. It has just populated all the information based on that car. Now these filters up here are meant for specific situations. Say for example you have a customer that says, I only want a 36-month coverage. Then you could filter 36 months and that's all that'll show up. But for the intents and purposes of this demonstration, we'll stay on all. Same thing with the miles here. If they choose a different mile, say I only want 75,000 miles of coverage, that's going to give you exactly what's available to them. And for, like I said, we'll stay on all for this. And you can change the deductible. In this case, there is no option. 100 is the only option on the reliable plan. If we go over here, we have our different coverages. We got the 12-month 25,000 mile coverage, and the 24-month 50,000 mile coverage, the 36-month 75,000 mile coverage, and the 60-month 100,000 mile coverage. The deductibles are in the center, and obviously these prices are made up just for demonstration purposes. If we could sell our contracts that cheap, we'd be more popular than anybody I know. So now we can also go down, we can select. Now if this was a four-wheel drive, it would have already populated and it would already be checked. One thing to think about, if you are putting in a F-150 and you think it's a four-wheel drive and it hasn't populated in here, you might want to recheck the VIN number on it, make sure that you're selling a four-wheel drive truck. Also, you got the commercial use. You know, this could be a pizza delivery car. Who knows what they might be using it for. So if they want to have a commercial use surcharge on this so they can use it for commercial use, they just have to check the criteria and make sure they qualify for it. But we're going to assume this is not commercial use, and then once again we get the drive axle coverage down here. We'll just go ahead and put that in there. Now obviously this price is coming up a lot lower than what we would normally sell a coverage like this for, so let's go ahead and change that. We can change that price anytime you want, and we're done. Now let's assume that maybe this isn't the exact coverage the customer is looking for. They want something a little different, so we can always go up here and we can go right with our Reliable Plus program, and you can see how quick and easy that is to change. It's just reformulated everything on the car. We can go in and pick out the same duration of the coverage. We can go in here and pick that drive axle coverage again, and we'll go in and change the price accordingly, and then we're done. Let's say they want something that's more towards where they can really pick and choose what they want covered on the vehicle. So we can go down with our Reliable Select. This is more of our a la carte coverage. Now when you do pick Reliable Select, it does default to a $200 deductible, but if you like you can change it to $100, or you can leave it at $200. We can add the air conditioning, we can add drive axle, electrical, fuel. We can also increase the limits of liability, seals and gaskets, and so on and so forth down the road. Well, let's assume they say, well, you know what, I think, oh, what's the big car term here? Sorry, got ahead of myself there. And we'll go ahead and price it accordingly. And they say, you know what, that's the way I want to go. I think that's really worth the money. But I want, you know, let's opt for that $100 deductible. Say, okay, let's just change that. Boom, done. Pick the term again, and we're all set. And let's just go in here and change this accordingly, and we're good to go. So now we're going to save the plan. Just simply go down here, save the plan. Click on that. Comes to our next page, and we're ready to finalize the contract right up here. We do want to double check. Now, if you did have information that you needed to edit, whether it be the customer information or the VIN number or miles, once again, you can always just click right here and go in and edit it. If you have a last minute change you want to make to the actual extended service contract, you can click here and edit it. But for our demonstration purposes today, we're going to go down and we're just going to finalize this contract. And we go ahead there. Oh, guess what? It gives us one more shot here. Once finalized, you know further changes can be made. Are you sure you want to finalize the contract? Well, let's double check. Yep, I'm checking the customer information, the vehicle, the plan details. Oh, the attachments down here. That is going to show, attachments are going to show up as soon as we finalize the contract. It's actually going to come up with the contract number and so on and so forth. as we go on. So I think at this point, we'll just go ahead and finalize the contract. It's going to give me the warning light again. Just going to go out of that, hit OK, and now it's being finalized. It's being sent through the system. In just a moment, you're going to have the finalized contract come up, and we're going to download the actual contract and print that up for the customer. So here we are, and see down in the attachments, now you have the actual contract number and all the information about it down here. You can generate the written contract by either hitting view down here, download down here, or download up here. So let's just go ahead and download the contract. We'll go ahead and open that. And here we are. There I am, Steve Cannon. I just bought a beautiful 2012 Honda Accord LX with 76,000 miles on it. And I got myself a really nice coverage here for 60 months or 100,000 miles from the miles on the vehicle forward. So you have this first page of the contract, and then there's 6 additional pages for a total of 7 additional pages, for a total of 8 pages. And that just goes through a complete description of the actual contract to the customer. So they can always refer back to this. It gets into the state guidelines down here further towards the bottom, so that whatever state you're in, they know what the provisions are made by that state. You can see state requirements right here. And we just go down to the bottom, and it gives you a chance to review the entire contract. And then we're just going to scoot right back up to the top here. When you print this, you're going to have one complete print for the entire contract for the customer, and then you want to print this first page 2 more times. We'd like to get 3 original signatures from the customer, 1 on their own contract, 1 on the contract that goes to the lending institution, and 1 on the contract that goes to our deal jacket. So we go ahead and we can just print that any place we want here. And once we do that, we're all done. So I appreciate you taking a few moments with me today just to go over this portal. Feel free to go on and watch it over and over again. I don't think you're going to have to. This is very simple use of operation here. We look forward to doing a lot of business with you in the future. Somebody from our office will be contacting you in a day or 2 to go over this physically with you and answer any questions you might have about this. There's going to be future tutorials that are going to go over how to use the contracts to bring up previous contracts. We're going to get into remittances, remittance history, resources, and references, or preferences, but for today, we're all set. So thank you very much. Look forward to doing a lot of business with you in the future. Have a great day.